Sometimes the most revealing thing a company does isn't some flashy ad campaign. Nope, it's often buried in a quiet corporate announcement. A simple list of promotions can actually unlock a company's entire philosophy. And today, we're going to dissect one of those announcements to see what it tells us about strategy, loyalty, and maybe even the secrets to long-term success. It really is the million-dollar question, right? In a world that's constantly changing, how does a brand that's built on prestige and quality keep its edge? Well, the answer, as we're about to see, isn't just about the product. It's about the people they trust to steer the ship. So the company we're looking at today is Premier Sotheby's International Realty. They've just promoted 3 longtime executives into some really critical roles. Now, on the surface, this looks like pretty standard corporate news, but if we dig just a little deeper, it reveals a very deliberate and powerful strategy. And let's be clear, this is no small operation. We're talking about a brokerage with over 1,200 professionals spread across 40 locations in some of the most important luxury markets. So the leadership decisions they make have a huge impact. And that's exactly why these promotions are so telling. Okay, first up, let's meet the new financial architect. For a luxury brand, stability and long-term vision, they aren't just important, they're everything. And the chief financial officer, that's the person responsible for making sure that foundation is absolutely rock solid. The new CFO is Abigail Tezniarz, and her promotion is really our first major clue to the company's whole strategy. The key here isn't just the fancy new title, but her long journey to get there. See, Abigail didn't just join the company, she grew with it. She started way back in 2004, and she steadily moved up the ladder, from assistant controller to controller, then VP of finance, and now all the way to the top financial job. This wasn't an outside hire. This is a story of homegrown leadership, literally 2 decades in the making. And her role is absolutely critical. I mean, she's not just sitting there crunching numbers. She's managing the financial health and the future of all those 40 offices. She's overseeing everything from daily accounting to long-range strategic planning, a job that requires a deep, intimate knowledge of the business. All right, so if finance is the foundation, then marketing. Well, marketing is the face of the brand. For a luxury company like this, it's not just about selling stuff. It's about crafting an image, an entire experience. And Premier Sotheby's just promoted 2 key people to lead that charge. First, we've got Melissa Morehouse, who's the new Associate VP of Marketing Operations. And that word operations is really important here. She's the one who makes the entire marketing engine run smoothly and efficiently. And would you look at that? We're seeing that same pattern emerge. Melissa joined all the way back in 2006. She spent nearly 2 decades rising through the ranks, learning the ins and outs of the brand's marketing needs. That is a level of institutional knowledge you just can't go out and buy. And paired with her is Frank Russell, the new Associate VP of Creative Services. So if Melissa handles the how of marketing, the engine, Frank is all about the what. He is responsible for the look, the feel, the whole creative vision that defines the Sotheby's brand. Now, Frank's story is a little different. He's been with the firm since 2014, sure, but he also brings over 25 years of really high-level design experience from major publications like the Denver Post. So what you get is a combination of that deep internal brand knowledge with a world-class external pedigree. And this is where you can see how their roles are just designed to be perfectly complementary. On one side, you've got Morehouse handling the operational machine, the production, the tech, the website, and on the other, you have Russell leading the creative vision, the brand design, and its standards. It's a powerful 1-2 punch, built for absolute precision. So we have a new CFO and 2 new marketing VPs, all with these incredibly deep roots in the company. But what does it all mean? Well, to understand the why behind these moves, we need to hear from the CEO. This is where the strategy becomes crystal clear. And there it is, straight from the CEO, Budge Husky. He explicitly connects their long-term dedication to the core pillars of the brand: financial discipline, marketing precision, and creative standards. He's not just promoting individuals here, he's publicly reinforcing what the company truly values. So these aren't just buzzwords, right? They are the pillars of the company's entire strategy. It all starts with that long-term dedication. That dedication, in turn, fosters the financial discipline, the marketing precision, and the creative standards that the CEO mentioned. And all of that comes together to deliver what their clients expect: a truly elevated service experience. Okay, so let's put all these pieces together and look at the big picture. What does this quiet little announcement really signal about how this company plans to win in a super competitive luxury market? The whole foundation of their strategy really comes down to these numbers: 22 years of service for the new CFO, 20 years for the head of marketing ops, 12 for the creative lead. I mean, do the math. That is 54 years of collective company experience being elevated into the top leadership roles. The takeaway here is crystal clear. This company's core strategy is to cultivate, invest in, and ultimately promote its own proven internal talent. The belief is simple. The people who best understand the brand are the ones who have spent decades building it from the inside out. And this leaves us with a final and pretty fascinating question. We live in an age of constant job hopping, right? Where employees might stay for just a couple of years. So in that kind of environment, could a strategy built on deep-rooted loyalty and promoting from within be the most powerful and maybe the rarest competitive advantage of all?